Okay, so talking about healthy stuff, we love talking about babies and how they feed well and all. And to do justice to nutrition today is Ineka Ogoy. Now, Ineka is a baby food entrepreneur, an investment manager, and a mother. As a working mom, Ineka holds a business degree from the University of Stanford, Canada, and a certificate in child nutrition and cooking offered by Stanford University as well. Now today, she will be discussing why babies reject certain food and the big one, the one that will definitely have our moms and grandmoms and great-grandmoms who are still alive raising their eyebrows, force feeding. Great to have you on the show, Ineka.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so before we go force feeding and then they're like, children of this generation, they don't know what they are talking about. Let's start from the easy one.
Yes.
Dealing with babies who don't like certain foods.
So this one's a big one. It's a big pain point for so many households. And the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that it's more common than people think. So even in households where you feel that there are children who are foodies, we all have our struggles.
Yes.
Because every child goes through phases. So,
I prefer chicken. I don't want fish.
Exactly. And it starts as early as when you're introducing solids, so from the age of 6 months. And the biggest part of this is a miscommunication issue.
How do you communicate with a 6-month-old?
That is the problem. Because we don't speak the same language.
We definitely don't.
Exactly. They're not able to tell us what their preferences are.
It's this?
Yes.
Nah.
Exactly. So all they can do is, I'll take it or I won't. And we see a lot of I won't, and we take that as, oh, my child is picky, my child is not going to eat. So it stems from a number of things. First of all is portion sizes. We've talked about portion sizes before, where a child knows what's best for them. And as a society, we also have this distorted view on portion sizes. Take, for example, a toddler. Portion sizes of bread for a toddler should be half a slice. But you have caregivers or parents that give a toddler 1 or 2 slices.
And before.
Exactly. And if the child eats only half and then runs away, you're like, this child doesn't like eating. They will just pick small and run away. But they've actually eaten what is
enough for them.
So you might label that child as, you know, she just picks a little bit and runs away. But that's actually not
Just
the case.
as an aside, I think this is, I dare say parents, especially on this side, this part of the world, we are responsible for children who overeat because we are the ones who cause it.
Yeah. And even it's even when we were younger, because a lot of times when we were younger, you hear, finish your food, finish your food. That was a
full cooler.
You know, a normal thing. So that has a role to play in it. The second thing is also visuals. Children are very visual eaters. So before they accept anything, they're looking at it. It has to look like something I want to try. And the thing is, even adults are that way too. Say, for example, you're not Nigerian and you've been presented with beans the way we make it for the first time. You may or may not want to try it because it might look maybe like poop or something, right?
True.
So you might not be willing to try it. And kids have a right to have those preferences as well. But with parents, we just feel, you know, eat this because this is what you're supposed to eat. And we don't really allow them to explore and get comfortable before trying things. So visuals are a big, big part of it. And another thing is trying different ways. So for example, if your child doesn't like beans, you can try moi moi, you can try akara. There are so many different ways because with kids, your focus is on the actual foods and nutrients, not the particular way that you're serving it. So you need to be creative and try different ways to understand what is it that your child needs or prefers. So some kids will like things that are sugary, some will like savory, some people like cold foods, some people like warm, some people like crunchy, and some people like mushy stuff.
How do you make beans crunchy?
No, not beans. I'm just talking about food.
I was just thinking
Well,
of it.
if you make akara, for example, that's a bit more crunchy than the regular
But what if the child
porridge.
doesn't like akara?
But you wouldn't know that unless you try it.
Yeah,
so
but what if you've tried it?
And that's another good point.
You do
because some
beans.
people think, okay, I've tried it and it's not working. But it can take up to 15, 20 exposures to a particular food.
15, 20?
Honestly, yes. Because
being a parent is a patient job.
It's exactly. And it's with everything, not just food. So even like potty training or teaching them to read or write, it's not the first time you introduce them to something that they're going to get it. So you need to be patient and keep at it. Consistency is a very big part of the journey. And that's where the hard work is, really. But sometimes we put all the pressure on the kids. You're not eating, but we actually need to.
At this point, I'm beginning to wonder if exclusive for 1 year is not too long. But let's move away from that and talk about the force feeding parts.
Yes.
So force feeding is literally, and I'm not exaggerating, a part of our culture. When children don't eat as much as you expect, you have this elderly person in your family, even my younger sister can do it, carry your child under the armpit and then one rocking.
It's heartbreaking actually, because some kids actually die.
Yes, they
from
choke.
That experience. Yeah. Yes, they choke, and sometimes particles of food can actually get in the lungs and cause pneumonia. So you have kids that have breathing issues later on in life. So it's very unfair to put a child through that. And I always try to explain to people that it's a very hostile situation to put a child in. If I came to visit you 3 times a day, and every time I came we're fighting, you're not going to want to see me. So they're never going to have a good relationship with feeding or eating.
So it's a very bad idea.
It's terrible.
Okay, I really wish we had the time to talk about this. Unfortunately, we cannot, but that is something that she was going to talk about, talking about food that you could make for your children, creative stuff to do, mixture of chocolates, dates, coconut oil and all. Inside there, cubing it. I wish I could show it to you, but don't worry. We'll find a way to get it across to you on social media.
It's a mixture of raw cocoa powder, which is great for the kids, peanut butter, which is packed with protein and good fats, coconut oil, also excellent source of fat, and dates, which is great with great source of fiber, great for digestion.
And you just put them in the
Blender, blend it, put it in an ice tray, freeze it, and then you have chocolate, so the kids can enjoy a nice snack that is full of nutrients.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much.